Anyway, hi Nick.
Hi, Maddie.
Oh wow, I had my headphones up really loud and that was overwhelming.
I mean, that's a you problem. Um,
It's true.
I always talk louder when we start the podcast.
That's fair because you've got to get into like
The
the zone.
podcast personality,
Right. I
you
was
know?
talking to someone earlier today. They wanted to have like a little meeting about starting a podcast and
Cute.
such. And she was like, I'm just, we got to plan it out. We got to get this right. And I'm like, well, I mean, honestly, you should just do a test session because
Yeah.
you're going to be surprised at like how different
Yeah, how
planning
you,
the
yeah, yeah, yeah.
podcast is till then actually recording.
Yeah, exactly. Once you're actually on, it's like very different.
Yep.
Um, Bless. I mean, are they doing it by themselves or are they doing it with a person?
No, they do have a co-host who
Oh,
was
well
not
then
in the meeting today, but
even easier.
right. I agree.
Okay. Bless. The elephant in the room this week, Madison,
Is it that?
is that we haven't recorded in a week. Well, I mean, like
Mm,
we didn't have an episode last week, and that's
no.
because I was sick in the head and you had COVID.
Yes, that's accurate. There was a lot of sickness going around.
Tea.
Well, to be fair, last weekend it was actually because Dad had COVID and we were in quarantine and I was
That's
just in a
true.
bad mood. And then I got COVID.
And then you got COVID. That's true. But
Mm.
we're back this week, and that's what matters.
It's true, even if I am still quarantined at home. And so that's why, you know,
I
we've
know. I
got
feel like
some
we haven't
dodgy
done a
audio
Zoom
to
episode in a
do.
while.
Yeah, it's true, particularly not one where I've actually also been just like using headphones. Like usually if we do a Zoom session, I'm still at the studio. So
Yeah. So the audio might be a
mm,
bit different this episode, but
yeah,
just a
sorry.
throwback to our earlier episodes, and that's completely fine.
That's so cute. Yeah.
No, honestly,
For those of
the audio is usually pretty okay. Anyway, um,
cool.
so how are you feeling now? Day 7 of COVID.
Yeah. Day 7. Ugh. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I mean, I was only pretty mildly sick. I had a bad headache and bad body aches for a couple of days. I never got a sniffly nose or anything, which is good. Dad had a real bad sniffly nose.
Mm,
I do have a cough that's still ongoing,
yeah,
but even it's like it's pretty
too
mild.
bad.
It's just like a cough. It's
That's
not
good at
even like
least.
wet or anything like that. So
Mm.
yeah, yeah, could be
Never
worse,
say a wet
really.
cough again.
Phlegmy.
That's even worse than a chunky burp.
Well, that's true because it's ongoing. So
True.
it's not like a one and done. What about you? How are you feeling?
Yeah, I'm fine. Nothing to complain about, really. I mean, yes, lots to complain about, but nothing
To complain about publicly.
exciting to complain about. I don't know. Um, the other elephant in the room this week is that despite the fact that we didn't post last week, I still only have done like, I think one preview of episodes on social media. Um,
Classic.
so I'm gonna try and post one tonight and tomorrow because I
Cute.
feel
Wow,
bad.
love that for us.
I know. Um, chitty. I feel like we've got so much to catch up on.
Do we? Because I feel like literally nothing has happened in the pop culture world except for the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial.
Yeah, well, like simultaneously, I feel like I have so much to talk about and also nothing.
That's fair.
It does feel like it's been a bit slow, but like, who cares? We'll talk about other stuff anyway. It'll be a short episode, but
Accurate.
you know what?
That's cool.
We're doing it. Plus, our last two episodes were so good that,
That's accurate. What were they? Was that the Oscars
um,
episode? Was that what we did last?
yeah, our award show was the last episode.
That's probably why it feels like it's been so long, is because we skipped recording last week and then we
Yeah,
pre-recorded the week before. So
yeah. So we actually haven't
wow.
even seen each other in weeks.
Oh my God, that's so unlike us. I don't like it.
I mean, we still talk every day, but
It's not the same.
um, I'm so fucking self-conscious right now. I feel like on Zoom, my eyes look even less open than normal. So I'm like, That's like as white as they go, and it's still not looking great.
No, it's total. I promise it's fine.
It's not fine. This is what happens. Ugh. I feel crazy.
I mean, look. No, I got nothing to add. I didn't notice until you said it. So
Well, that's all you're going to be able to see is this just two little black like slits for my eyes, and that's it.
But pretty much. But really, that was your fault that my attention has been drawn to it. So
fair. I will say though, the fact that my eye, like my pupils, my eyes look black. That's fitting
they
for
do.
What my soul
The mood today
looks like.
Oh my god! Okay, stop it.
I'm too self-conscious about it now. Oh. Anyway.
Okay, well, how about I share something then that's messed up with my Zoom? Is that for some reason the color palette, I don't know if it comes across at your end, but on my end, all of like the red colors come through really strong. So I've got extremely pink cheeks and really red lips for some reason as well. Even though that's
with
not
the tights underneath, I got the breath of elastic away on her teeth, and she's an actress. No?
Is that and I'm a vegetarian, I'm fucking scared of him. That's the only line I know.
Wow, fake fan alert. Look, I'm not gonna lie, you do look a bit pink, but
yeah,
I think that's just the shadows.
The camera. It is. There's nothing to do with how I actually look. So there you go.
Sure.
Zoom messes both.
Sure, IRL Maddie looks exactly like Patrick Starr.
Oh, does that mean you're SpongeBob in this scenario?
I think we've had this conversation before. I don't know who I am.
That's right.
We said that
so
like
true.
SpongeBob is capitalistic propaganda or something. Anti-capitalist propaganda.
I think it was Beth who commented on the TikTok and said that I was Sandy. I think you're Squidward.
I'm somewhere between SpongeBob and Squidward, depending on mood.
I'm so glad we got to the bottom of this again.
I know. Or like maybe a little bit of Pearl, Mr. Krabs' daughter.
Iconic.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, that's not important.
That for you. Or is it?
Anyway, my big question for you is, since you've been COVIDed, COVID,
yeah.
Every time you cough this episode, I'm going to make it the most dramatic thing in the world.
So the audio listeners think I'm dying because
clickbait title: Maddie dies mid-episode.
Iconic.
Yeah, but really, the truth is that you're like dyeing a t-shirt red.
Wow, red.
That's dye to match your complexion at the moment.
It's all coming together.
It's all coming back to me now. No, my question for you is, since you've been COVIDed, which is now a verb. A verb? Yep. COVIDed. No, not a verb.
No, I think no. I guess because it's not a doing. Or is it a doing? I don't know. Yeah.
Anyway, did you watch anything? Did you at least watch anything in your time off?
Well, I've watched a couple of things. But you're gonna hate all of my answers.
Yeah, and I already know I am. Which means by the time next episode comes around, you need to have watched the stuff that you need to have watched for the podcast.
Well, we didn't agree on any of those things.
I literally... I'm going to come through the screen and beat you up.
I know you told me.
No violence against women is bad unless it's Maddie, and in that case, I'm allowed to punch her. No, we're meant to be doing a Selling Sunset Season 5, and I guess 4 recap with Jordan.
Okay, I do actually have to watch those.
What is it, May? Yeah, this Friday, May 6th, the Season 5 reunion comes out.
That's exciting.
So we'll have that ready to go for when we record the recap episode. Does that make sense?
Yeah, okay, all right. So okay, all right. Okay. I haven't watched that. I still haven't finished Season 4 yet.
That's absurd. I think most of the episodes in Season 5 are quite short. Anyway,
thank God.
I do want to talk about Selling Sunset quickly because they filmed the reunion last Sunday, and and Christine didn't show up.
Whack! Really? She just didn't go.
She didn't go. She claimed she had COVID. She claims she tested positive for COVID, right? Um, which, by the way, Amanza also tested positive for COVID, but she zoomed in. Like, she was still there over Zoom. So she actually showed up, and she actually worked for a paycheck. Christine said she had COVID, didn't show up, and then, get this, that was on the Sunday. On the Tuesday, she said she tested positive for COVID on the Saturday. They recorded on Sunday. And then on the Tuesday, she was with Melissa Gorga from Real Housewives of New Jersey, and they were shooting a reality show or something. Like, out in public.
Funny.
Like, at a pool, public walking around, reality, like, cameras and everything. So she clearly didn't have COVID. So, one, she didn't show up to, like, actually answer questions and face all of the shit she fucking stirred. And two, she lied about having COVID. That's so bad.
That's true. That's definitely fucked up on multiple levels. But I feel like, has she quit? Is she not doing it anymore?
Well, as of April 30th, she's quit or been fired from the Oppenheim group.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
You wait until you watch season 5. The last couple episodes, the whole thing comes up, and you'll see. But my one tease for you about what season 5 entails is it's a really good season.
Did that April 30 thing, did you know that from the show, or has that come up?
No, that came out since.
Elsewhere?
She got removed from the website and everything.
Wow. I'm not surprised.
My tease about season 5 is that my opinions on almost every single person in the show completely changed.
Iconic.
So you know how I was a Christine apologist for the first 4 seasons? I was like, yeah, she's a terrible person, but she makes great TV. And nothing she's done has actually been that, like, life-ruining or anything. And she makes great TV, so it's whatever. I now don't like Christine at all.
Whack, really?
At all.
Wow.
Because my reasoning is that it got this season uncomfortable to watch her. Because she refused to take, like, to have any self-reflection. I don't know. It was just really, really difficult to watch, and not, like, you know how you watch reality TV? You watch Christine for the first 4 seasons, and it's like, oh yeah, she's a terrible person, and she's the villain of the show, and she's fun to watch. She's no longer fun to watch. Oh. So even if she's still on the show, despite the fact that she's fired from Oppenheim Group, I don't know how I feel about that. Because the tea is that...
Yeah, what?
No, well, the tea is that she started a...
business.
Bitcoin...
Yeah,
real estate business with her husband.
Yeah.
So, like, is season 6 going to be about competition between the 2 agencies kind of thing? I don't know. I feel like no one wants to record with her. I feel like she's not worth the money for Netflix, you know?
Yeah. Well, see, when she posted about season 5 a couple of days ago, I don't know if you follow her.
I sent this to you.
Did you?
Yeah.
And her caption was...
Season 5, and it's 5,000 fake storylines that are out now.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I sent that to you, dumb bum.
Well, there you go. Which I feel like is definitely giving me vibes that she's not coming back.
Well, and that was before I watched the season, obviously, because it just released. But I saw that caption, and I was like, how iconic, Christine's hilarious. I love this drama. And then I watched it, and no, it's bad. It's not good for her. It's not a good season for her.
Oh, no.
But then... Who's the other one? Davina. You know Davina. I'm a Davina apologist. So are you. To a degree. She's a villain and she should not be on reality TV, but she is, so let's embrace it. I actually quite liked her this season.
Oh, really?
Until the last episode, and I'm curious to see your thoughts. Hear your thoughts when it comes around.
Where I'm up to in season 4, she still hasn't even come back yet, I don't think. Like, I think maybe we've seen her for like half an episode. She teamed up with Christine or something, I think. But so she still hasn't even come back yet where I'm up to.
All of this is to say, I'm excited to hear your thoughts.
Okay, all right. I have to watch.
You do. And
Mm.
that's the tea, cyst. What did you watch?
What
I'm
did I
guessing the
watch?
two
Well,
things I begged you to watch you didn't watch, which was Selling Sunset and
no,
Heartstopper.
of course not. I only watched things that I'd already seen. To be honest, I actually didn't really have that much downtime. I still worked all week. I only really took I took yesterday completely off. So I haven't really watched heaps, but what I watched is all 3 of the Star Trek movies, the remake ones.
Mm-hmm.
That was nice. I watched the 2 Sherlock Holmes movies, the ones with Jude Law and Robert Downey Jr.
Mm-hmm.
And then yesterday I started to watch the Sherlock show with Benedict Cumberbatch and Martin Freeman.
Have you seen that before?
I have seen that before.
Oh.
Yeah.
I rewatched that last year.
Oh yeah. Well, see, I've seen the first 1 or 2 seasons a couple of times, but the later seasons I've only seen once when they were airing, so I don't remember them basically at all. So I'll wait and see how that goes. But
fair. Interesting. How would you feel about
something else we watched? Okay, I did watch something new, which was I lied. I watched 2 new things. Oh my god, wow! I was really selling myself short. This was things I watched with the family though. So firstly, we watched the Bubble movie. That stupid.
Oh yeah, was it bad?
Yeah, no, it was funny for 15 minutes, and then after that, it genuinely went. It was just 2. It was more than 2 hours long. And we got about an hour in and Mum was like, how long is left? I've got to go. This is stupid. And I was like, I'm too scared to look because I'm pretty sure there's still an hour. And there was. So...
I've not been brave enough to watch it, but I will say no comedy should ever be longer than an hour 50.
I totally agree. So it was way too long. But yeah, no. And again, not very funny.
Mm.
So that was unfortunate. And the other thing we watched, which was hilarious, but only because of the situation, was Is It Cake?
Oh, yeah. With Mikey Day.
We were all fighting over what to watch. And I, in a fit of rage, just put it on, expecting everyone to be like, we're not watching this. And then
you watched it all?
10 minutes in. Well, about 10 minutes in, Mum was like, this is my favorite show ever.
Oh my God.
We had to watch 3 episodes a night for 3 days in a row.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was a lot.
That is painful to hear.
Yeah, well,
I shall not lie.
It was my own fault. Yeah. So that's what I watched this week. What about you?
I've watched so much in the past couple weeks since seeing you last time, I feel like.
Well, yeah, you said the other day that you'd watched 3 shows in a weekend, which is unheard of for you. So,
well, I'm fucking terrified of Netflix canceling everything if it doesn't get 1 trillion views in the first weekend.
Iconic. Yeah.
And they decided to release Russian Doll Season 2, Heartstopper Season 1, and Selling Sunset Season 5 over the same weekend last week.
Wow.
So, what was I supposed to do? Let them all get cancelled?
I think Empire Season 2 is about to come out too, isn't it?
Yeah, May 13th or something like that.
Yeah, this month at some point.
Yeah, I'm excited. So yeah, I watched all of those. Russian Doll Season 2. I feel like you would be obsessed with Russian Doll. It's very introspective and existentialism. Existentialism, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Very much that.
In that context, it's existentialist.
Sure. Either way, I think you would like Russian Doll. It's just half-hour episodes, 8-episode seasons.
Love a half-hour episode.
It's Natasha Lyonne. There's nothing not to love about it. Heartstopper Season 1 is also 8 half-hour episodes.
Oh, okay. That's not too bad.
3.5, 4 hours in total.
Mm.
And it's the best show of all time. I've watched it in its entirety twice in a week.
Stop. Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh my God. That's pretty iconic of you.
It is iconic of me. It's so fucking good on all levels. I started reading the the webcomic of Heartstopper in
Mm.
2016 when it was like pretty much brand new.
Mm.
And then I've been reading it since, and I was like, a year ago they announced this show, and I was like, that's cute. I'll watch it. I'm sure it's not gonna like
Yeah.
be as good as the comics and all that, but no, it's just as good. The casting's perfect. Everything's perfect. It's fast paced. It's everything. It's like, I think I love it so much. Well, one, because it's fucking fantastic. And two, because it hits all of like the emotional and topical points that Euphoria and other shows like Euphoria are trying to hit, but they miss because of how, like, there's a spectrum of like kids shows and then like hardcore
Yeah.
dicks every 2 seconds. I think that they thought that the only way that they could talk about topics that mattered and hit emotional points that mattered was to go full extreme.
Yeah.
And then there's like Heartstopper, which hits all of the points that it needs to hit, similar points, and it's like a family show. It's like PG.
Oh, that's
it's got no swearing, no drugs, you know?
Love
like,
that.
It's perfect. I don't know. I just love it. It's so cute. 11 out of
Okay,
10.
well, to be fair to you, Chelsea did say that it was an amazing show as well. So
She did. Chelsea said it was in like her top 5 shows of all time, and I was like, yes, bitch.
yeah, that's a lot for Chelsea. Chelsea does not like things. You know, she just like floats through and she watches things and she's like, yeah, that's really good, but she doesn't like actively and like stan stuff. So for her to say that it's like top 5 shows means it's like really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm so obsessed with this show. It's like I'm back on my micro obsession bullshit.
Love that for you.
Watching like interviews with the cast on YouTube,
Iconic.
which I rarely do. Probably
Yeah.
once a year I get a micro obsession of like a movie or a show. And right now it's this.
And it will be for the rest of the year.
The cast is also charming and everything. The what was I gonna say? I don't remember what I was gonna say. Oh yeah, it's like the most accurate depiction of high school ever.
Love that.
It's like,
kind of,
unfortunately, because even like the cringy, embarrassing bits are like relatable.
Oof.
It's like the most accurate depiction of what my high school experience was like, at least. Minus, you know, the romance. But I it's just perfect.
Okay, well, I will watch it, probably.
You should.
When I have the mental capacity to welcome new things into my life, which, to be honest, doesn't feel like it's going to be anytime soon.
Rude. You know what?
What?
You'll appreciate this. One of the characters, like, not to spoil it, but one of the characters has a bisexual awakening. And
Love that.
Guess what the awakening is?
Do you mean
how they realize, oh, I think I'm bisexual?
Sebastian Stan and I don't know.
Watching Pirates of the Caribbean and the camera panning between Orlando Bloom and Keira Knightley.
Iconic.
I thought that you would really appreciate that.
I definitely do very much appreciate that.
It's pretty iconic.
That is pretty iconic. It is. Very much so.
Anyway, I'll stop talking about Heartstopper because otherwise I won't stop. What else have I been watching? I've been watching the Kardashians TV show.
Oh yes, how's that going?
I think that's 3 episodes in.
Wow.
I mean, I'm enjoying it for what it is. I'm a bit confused at. I feel like they put a lot more of the Okay, I'm gonna start again because it's hard to explain. Basically, The Kardashians is a sequel series to Keeping Up with the Kardashians, and in this one, they all are producers and all have a say, and all get to film when they want to film. So I think you can see in the show that they're having a lot more fun.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
It does make sense.
So because they're having fun, it's kind of more enjoyable to watch.
Are they not then just getting rid of all of the stuff they don't want people to see, do you think? Or is it fine?
I mean, to a degree, I'm sure they do, but so far they've kind of shown a lot of the ugly stuff.
Well, that's good.
Yeah. So yeah, it's enjoyable. The episodes are pretty short. The timing, like the time frame of when they filmed, I'm a bit confused because like I think they started filming in October.
Mm.
So technically the turnaround of filming to airing is a lot quicker than what the old Kardashian show was.
Yeah, that is
to be more
fast.
relevant and stuff, I guess. But anyway, I say that because I don't know how long they filmed for, and I also don't know how many episodes there are in this season. But it took like 3 full episodes to get from Kim being announced to being on SNL to Kim actually doing SNL was over the course of 3 episodes.
Right.
And I'm like, that feels like a lot of content for like a 2-week period. I don't know. A lot happens in the first few episodes, but I'm worried that if this is how slow they're going, it's gonna get boring. And yeah, I don't know.
Well, I mean, that would be a valid fear only if nothing had happened. Like, I feel like it probably will change the time, like the pace will change depending on how much is going on. Like, if a lot happens in 2 weeks, but then nothing happens for 5 weeks,
yeah, I don't know.
Do they just skip the 5 weeks?
You have too much faith in reality TV. This is the problem with so many of the Real Housewives and stuff is if a Housewives franchise has a bad season, it's almost positively because they tried to put too many episodes in, like stretch it over too many episodes. Like the latest season of The Real Housewives of New York from like 2020, or 2021, I guess. Anyway, they stretched it over like 18 episodes, and there was maybe 12, 13 episodes of content. So people hated the season, like with a passion.
Yeah.
They hated it so much that they had to do a complete rebranding, reboot of the entire show.
Whack.
Yeah, like hardcore. Everyone hated it. So I'm worried about that. But anyway.
I think the Kardashians are too smart for that to happen. And they wouldn't do that with the first season, I don't think, because, I don't know. Again, I probably have too much faith in the production quality.
I agree. I will say, though, I think reality TV shows should always be between, like, 10 and 16 episodes, no more.
I agree. We've talked about this before, but I really do not agree with a 24-episode season anymore. It's just too difficult to watch.
Yeah. And the, I forgot what I was going to say. No, I haven't. Okay. American Survivor, the seasons are 13 episodes, and it's perfect.
Really?
It's enough time to be fast-paced, getting rid of people, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Australian Survivor goes for like 36 episodes.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So I find it really, really, really hard to get into.
That's so long. Why? Are they short? No,
the episodes are like 90 minutes long.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Over like 36. It's insane.
That's insane.
Why
do they have so much content? That's weird.
I have no idea.
Uncomfortable.
I don't know why. But it makes it really hard to dive into and to get into because it's like, that's so much content. American Survivor, the seasons are so short because they do 2 seasons a year.
Yeah.
But like, if it's still a short season, it doesn't really matter. You know, you're getting the full story in one go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, makes sense.
Well, I don't know.
Whack.
Speaking of long seasons, I have plenty to talk about.
That's like 36 episodes.
I think this is like MasterChef and My Kitchen Rules and Married at First Sight.
They do. They release like 3 or 4 episodes a week, though, don't they?
Yeah. Same with Big Brother.
That's still too many.
Yeah.
Oof. Ugh.
Mm.
And The Voice.
Anyway. Yeah, The Voice. But anyway, speaking of long seasons of shows, the CW does that with like Riverdale and shit. They're like 24 episode seasons.
Too many.
On Friday, the CW and Warner Brothers cancelled 2 of the most diverse and gayest, like queerest shows on TV.
Oof.
In the same day. And I don't know. I feel like that was a bad choice. So they cancelled Legends of Tomorrow after 7 seasons.
Whack.
And Batwoman after 3 seasons.
Interesting. I didn't even know Batwoman was a thing.
Yeah. That's the Ruby one that Ruby Rose was in season 1.
Oh, no, I don't know that, but interesting.
Well, you do know that. We've talked about it on the show.
Interesting.
You're so dumb. No, they're both... Okay, so Batwoman is about a black lesbian woman.
Love that.
And has almost an entirely black and queer cast.
Iconic.
Legends of Tomorrow, the 2 leads are a bisexual and lesbian couple.
Love that.
And it has a pretty diverse cast. It had the first live-action Muslim superhero. Like...
Really?
And that's not to say, just because they were diverse, they shouldn't have been cancelled. But it is to say that their ratings were better than half the shows that were renewed. Legends of Tomorrow has, like, double the ratings of Riverdale.
Please, did they renew Riverdale?
Yeah, they renewed it a couple months ago. But it seems like it'll be the last, because Cole Sprouse said in an interview, we're all ready to go. Please leave us be. So, I'd say whatever the next season of Riverdale is will be the last. Same with The Flash. I think they're just cancelling all of the CW DC shows. I don't know.
I mean, it's probably time. I feel like, have people not moved on? Or
well,
I feel like people are just watching at this point because it's been so long and I feel like they have to.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's like a whole thing about, what's that word? Where it's everything's in sync in the company?
I don't know.
It's that's gonna annoy the fuck out of me. Oh no. Anyway. It's like basically Marvel realized in 2017 that having a bunch of MCU TV shows on different networks, all different things and different stuff, not being super connected to the MCU, I think they realized that it was confusing for the viewers of the Marvel movies, so they cancelled every show. Except Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. They let Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. do like 2 more seasons. But yeah, they cancelled every Marvel show that was on, which was like 7 or 8. It was like a lot. So that they could say, none of that was MCU. None of that counted. From now on, any Marvel shows that come out are part of the MCU on Disney+. It's all synced up together. And that's meant to help with like viewership because it makes it easier. Continuity and makes it easier to follow. And DC has like... I think in TV they have like 2 different Batmans, multiple Superman, like... They just have... It's a mess. It's just a mess.
Yeah.
And then with how messy the movie series is of the DC movies...
Yeah.
I think they're just cancelling all the shows so that they can focus on the movies and get people to actually give a fuck about them.
Whack.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I'm making no sense this episode, but who cares?
No, that makes sense to me. I don't feel like it's necessarily a great plan from DC, but...
Yeah, look, I don't know what's happening with DC.
I guess it is what it is. Weird.
Apparently Aquaman 2 is going to have Aquaman and Mera's son. Like they're going to have gotten pregnant and had birth, given birth all between movies. all while
What?
having Amber Heard in the movie for only 10 minutes because of all the stuff that's going on. They're all a mess. And then with Batman...
That's a bad choice. That's a really bad choice.
Well, I can only imagine that they're going to kill off Amber Heard's character in the first 20 minutes. And that's why she has so little screen time. And then that'll be like the plot of the movie. And while I'm not opposed to that because Amber Heard, I feel like people aren't going to love the fact that it's another women suffering just to fuel a man's storyline kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. Sense? That was literally the first thing that I thought of when you just said that. So
I don't know. I feel like they've kind of written themselves into a corner there.
Definitely. People, they're just so... the thing that really pisses me off about situations like that is that it's like, okay, yeah, so you probably did need to take her out of the movie. Mm-hmm. But why would you not have been creative about it? Like, why do you immediately just go, oh, okay, so she's got to die. Yeah. And then we'll have her husband and son go through man pain. It's like, let's maybe broaden out her... Maybe she got sucked into a wormhole and has gone to an alternate dimension. Like, that's stupid, but at least it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Nicole Kidman was in the center of the earth, so... Exactly. Perfect. That's where Mira should have gone. Yeah, just a mess. And I'm with Ezra Miller and The Flash and of all of it.
So true.
And then, Ben Affleck's no longer the main Batman. Now it's Michael Keaton from the 80s. Yeah.
What?
Well, in The Flash is the multiverse, and no, not really, it's time travel. So the Flash is going back in time to save his mum from being killed. In doing that, he changes the present. Michael Keaton's Batman. There's a Superwoman, there's a Supergirl instead of Superman. All this kind of stuff.
Wait, is Michael Keaton in the show?
This is the movies, the Flash movie, starring Ezra Miller.
Isn't there a Flash show?
Yeah. And it's just as convoluted.
Which is not Ezra Miller though, right?
No, it's Grant Gustin.
This makes me really uncomfortable.
But anyway, yeah, this movie's coming out next year, and they're going to be doing it so that he realizes by the end, I have to let my mum die so that everything that needs to happen can happen. All that stuff. So he does, but it's too late, and he fixes it, and the two worlds kind of merge together. So Ben Affleck's Batman is dead and gone. And Michael Keaton is the new Batman, and Henry Cavill's Superman is gone, and it's the new Supergirl. They burned all their bridges with the main cast. Not Henry Cavill's
Superman.
They burned all their bridges with the cast, yeah.
Oh.
It's like only Wonder Woman and Aquaman left, really.
Oh. What happened with Henry Cavill?
Well, originally they fucked up and didn't give him a sequel to Man of Steel.
Right.
They just did Batman v Superman, which obviously sucked.
Silly.
And then with, like, the Zack Snyder's Justice League of it all, they kind of fucked it all around and fucked it up, and, it got to the point where he refused to be in any more movies because they were making a mess of it. It was the same thing as Ben Affleck, making a mess of it, all this stuff. So they were like, well, I don't want to be in this anymore, you're making me look bad.
I mean,
so there's still a chance they'll come back in something, but, like, the chances are low. I think Ben Affleck agreed to be in The Flash as the last movie for, like, the present day storyline, and then he goes back and he's erased. I don't know.
It's what about Robert Pattinson's? Is that just supposed to be completely separate again?
It's like the Joker. It's completely separate.
Yeah. Michael Keaton was also a really interesting choice to be the one that they're going to bring back as the main Bat. And considering it's the oldest and the one that I would say that general audiences haven't seen these days.
Yeah, you'd think they'd throw a bunch of money at, like, Christian Bale or something.
Yeah. Or even Robert Pattinson, if, you know.
Well, I think the only reason that the Batman exists is because they wanted the director Matt Reeves to do one of their superhero movies, and he said, I want to make a Batman movie, but I'm not interested in all of the extended universe bullshit, and I'm only doing
Iconic.
it if I can make it separate. And they said, okay.
That's
So I can't imagine that they would let Robert Pattinson's in.
That really makes complete sense. Did you see that they've greenlit the second film, which is iconic?
Yeah. I have faith that it'll be shorter, because I feel like that was the only complaint people had about it.
Okay, well, that would be really nice if it was shorter, because I am sick of longer movies. I know we talk about this like every 2 weeks, we complain about it.
Truly. Which is why I'm so excited that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is only 2 hours long.
That's this week, right? That comes out.
Yeah, I'm seeing it. Opening night, advanced screening on Wednesday.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
I'm devastated.
Who knows when you'll get to see it?
Yeah, I know. I mean, theoretically, I think I'm allowed to go this week as long as I wear a mask.
Yeah.
And I probably will have to, won't I? Because of the spoilers. Ugh. See, I haven't.
They've already started leaking.
Really? Oh, I'm not spending much time online at the moment.
Good. Mental health wise, that's ideal.
Yeah, well, that's not even why, but you're right. Yeah, see, I haven't really, I don't know why, but this movie is just like, it's just one that's coming out. Like, I'm not really anticipating this film like I am some of the other Marvel, well, that I have some Marvel movies in the past, or even like Thor 4 I'm really excited for. I'm just like, yeah, okay, this is Doctor Strange and I have to go and see it. But I actually also feel like it's going to be really, really good. So I don't know why I'm not excited about it.
From what I've heard, I think this will excite you. It's 2 hours and it's like the fastest paced movie in the MCU ever.
That seems overwhelming.
It does seem overwhelming, but it's just like nonstop the entire time.
Whack.
I'm excited. Apparently it's got a few jump scares and horror elements and
interesting.
Wanda killing people willy-nilly just for funsies.
Really? Is she gonna be like a new villain?
Well, in the comics it gets to the point where she's so evil she has to get killed.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That would be sad if that happened.
I don't think that's going to happen here. I think they'll probably leave it open-ended at the end of this movie, and then they'll bring it back for something else.
Interesting.
Because at the end of WandaVision, isn't the whole thing that the Darkhold, the evil spell book, was like influencing her?
I think so.
Yeah, I don't think she's actually evil. I think she's just being influenced by the book and all that. But apparently she like actually kills people, so that'll be fun.
That will be fun.
What else? America Chavez is in it, and she's a gay character from the comics, so that's fun.
What's that? Do you know what? I will say, though, it really sucks that we haven't been able to see each other the past few weeks, because we had so many movies that we wanted to see, like Hate Watch, like Ambulance and Morbius and et cetera, et cetera. And now, I don't know, are they still even showing?
Yeah, I've been trying for the past 2 weeks to go and see Everything Everywhere all at once.
Iconic.
But every time I go alone, I'm like, oh, I can't be bothered. So who knows if I'll see it before it leaves theaters, but I'm very fucking excited to see that. Anyway,
maybe we
Multiverse
can do a multi-movie weekend this weekend.
We may have to. Multiverse of Madness is a Mother's Day movie.
What does that mean?
Well, Mother's Day is next weekend.
Yeah.
And the plot of Multiverse of Madness is that Wanda is crossing dimensions to try and get her kids back from a different dimension.
Is it?
So it's about a mum mumming.
Girl bossing.
Girl boss, gatekeep, gaslight. Well, yes, okay, literally. This movie maybe is the definition of mums be gaslight, girl keep gate bossing.
Girl bossing a bit too close to the sun. In fact.
How iconic would it be if she just like kidnapped alternate versions of her children from a different universe? That'd be so funny.
It would be an interesting plot, that's for sure.
It would be iconic.
What do you think I need to watch before it comes out?
I can tell you exactly. So you can either watch the Wanda and Doctor Strange episodes of Marvel's
I mean, that's, yeah, but
Assembled.
whatever. Yeah.
I think it's called Assembled. It's on Disney Plus. They're just recaps of the characters before
Yeah.
each new
Or,
movie.
for real.
Or reacquaint yourself with the first Doctor Strange,
It'd have to be WandaVision. Probably Loki, right? Because the
WandaVision.
variants are in it.
Yeah. I don't, apparently from what I can tell, Loki is important because of the multiverse and because they like weakened the multiverse and shit. Um
And the variants.
and the variants, but it's not like vital. Like you can just, I don't know, watch a Loki recap or something.
Like they're probably going to explain it in the movie.
Exactly. But it's a direct sequel to WandaVision, and apparently it's got less to do with Doctor Strange 1 than it has to do with what Doctor Strange did in the Avengers and Spider-Man.
Yeah, that would probably, I mean, that would make sense because it's been a very long time since that movie.
He's
So-
been in like 4 movies since his first one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Generally, I think the plot of the film
Hmm.
is Doctor Strange is in trouble for messing with the multiverse
Right.
because of what he did in Avengers Infinity War and Endgame, where he went and looked at all of the possible outcomes
Right.
and told Tony the one that they would win.
Mm-hmm.
That apparently was a big no-no in the multiversal Illuminati council kind of thing.
Right.
And then obviously No Way Home. Break the multiverse even more.
Yeah.
So I think the main plot of the movie is he's in trouble for doing all that, and Wanda's trying to break the multiverse further to go and steal her kids from a different dimension.
Right. Whack.
Yeah. Fun.
That does not seem general audience friendly. My mum is never going to understand that movie.
Well, apparently that's why they did 2 lots of reshoots, is because they kept doing test screenings and the audience was like, what? So I have faith that now it will properly explain everything that it needs to.
Or
Or it
movie's
won't.
going to be so diluted from all the reshoots.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm kind of hoping, yeah, the reshoots were just explanations.
Yeah.
Just to further explain the multiverse and all that. I don't know. I'm excited for it. And also What If? You know, the animated MCU show What If?
I haven't seen that.
You don't need to see it necessarily. But honestly, if you go on YouTube and type in, what do I need to know before Multiverse of Madness? There's like 15-minute recaps that cover What If as well, including everything else.
Okay.
Well,
I know what the general plot of What If is. I just haven't obviously seen them.
Well, do you care about like spoilers, but they're not really spoilers because they're in trailers?
Not really.
Okay, well, from what I've seen, they've confirmed the Doctor Strange variant from What If, who's evil, is in this.
Mm-hmm.
And also Captain Carter, the Peggy version of Captain America, is in this.
Oh, I mean, that would make sense, I guess, because we're talking multiverse, so...
Yeah. Well, that's the very first episode of What If is what if Peggy took the super soldier serum instead of Steve.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting. So I believe she's in it. So, like, I think it's...
Is there rumors that, like, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire and et cetera, like Edward Norton are all coming back for this movie too?
Yeah, there were rumors that it was going to be filled with cameos, and apparently the tears that they actually cut, they filmed them and cut a lot because it was too much and too overwhelming and too confusing. But apparently they kept some because in the trailers it shows that Professor X, Patrick Stewart's Professor X from the X-Men movies, is the leader of this multiversal Illuminati.
Wow.
Or it's a variant of him or whatever. But still, it's Patrick Stewart as Professor X.
I haven't seen those movies.
Ever?
Nope. Ever.
Oh, interesting.
I've seen basically none of the X-Men movies. Like I watched a couple of the most recent ones, but even then, like I've basically just seen like the main movies. I saw Logan and I think the two most recent X-Men ones.
Yeah, the two worst ones.
Yeah. And then I haven't seen.
Yeah, I mean, I would say I'd give the first X-Men a go because it's actually very good, and it's also only like an hour 45 long.
Love that. Wow.
And
Oh
that'll
God.
be every character you need to know. So you need to know a lot. I mean, you probably don't need to know a lot, but to like understand all of the cameos and like have the impact that they're meant to have, I guess you need to know a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know.
It makes sense. Whack. Wow. Well, I mean, that seems pretty wild that they would have cameos and then cut them, but I feel like it's also, you know, common. Maybe they'll do an extended cut. That'd be nice.
Who knows? And I've watched other shit. I watched on Wednesday, no, not Wednesday, on Saturday or Friday, whatever. I watched the movie Crush on Disney Plus and Hulu, which is a queer coming of age rom-com.
Iconic.
Yeah, it was really good. It was like the midpoint between Heartstopper and Euphoria. It had
iconic
swearing and sex jokes, but no nudity, no drugs. I actually had weed, but that's it. It like wasn't crazy over the top. It was like still relatively within the frame of what a high school experience could be. It was really charming. It takes like a solid 20 minutes to find its feet. It's kind of like messy for the first 20 minutes, but once it finds its feet, it's like a very charming, wholesome, queer love story between two lesbians.
Wow.
And it's like 90 minutes long. What's not to love?
So true.
Yeah. So watch that. I started season 2 of Raised by Wolves.
Oh my God, you really have watched a lot.
Which you would be obsessed with. It's about a future where Christians, like religious people, started war with atheists and destroyed the Earth, and now they have to go to a new planet where there's androids.
Whack.
It's wild. It's truly one of the wildest shows on TV. Did you see they cast Percy Jackson for the Disney Plus series?
No, I didn't. I knew they had been in the process of doing it, but I don't know who they
cast Percy.
Who is it?
It's Walker Scobell, who plays the young Ryan Reynolds in The Adam Project.
Oh, I didn't see that.
So you'll have to watch that, because once you see that, I think it will make sense that he's Percy.
Oh, he's kind of cute.
Yeah, he's adorable.
Yeah, he's adorable.
Oh my God! Oh, sorry.
Well, we'll come back to whatever that oh my God
I just scrolled down on my notes and there's even more that I didn't talk about.
Whack. I really am very much behind the campaign of them casting Logan Lerman as Poseidon. I'm keen for that. That's like really my only casting opinion on this show. Otherwise, I'll just be excited when it comes out to watch.
Yeah, I reckon he'll have a cameo of some kind at least.
He should.
What I got so excited about just then was they added even more cast members to the Barbie movie.
Oh, interesting. This movie's actually supposed to come out really. Wait, is it soon?
No, it's next June.
Oh, but it's coming out on the same weekend as some like random, like really dark man movie, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know.
I just saw a TikTok about it, and the lady was like, "This is going to be my favorite weekend of all time because everyone's going to go see the Barbie movie, and we're all going to be in a special kind of hell while all of the like dude bro film buffs get really mad about it."
Iconic.
Yeah,
it's probably like the Joker 2 or something.
Yeah.
Okay, so they added Will Ferrell.
Okay.
Emma Mackey from Death on the Nile and Sex Education.
Well, that's right, because people are really excited about this because she looks a lot like Margot Robbie, right? And so everyone's like, oh my God, it's all coming together.
Yeah. They added Issa Rae from Insecure. They added Michael Cera. From Arrested Development and Scott Pilgrim and stuff. How iconic.
There's some weird things going on with this movie.
Yeah, and then they added...
do we know what it's supposed to be about yet?
Yes, we do. They also added Scott Evans, Chris Evans' brother.
Whack.
And who's the last one? And Emerald Fennell. You know, writer-director of Promising Young Woman?
I was going to say, is that the bitch who... that's...
A choice.
That is a choice.
Anyway, this cast is absurd.
It
The
is
movie
absurd.
is about Barbie living in Barbie land, and she's not perfect enough, so they kick her out, and she's introduced to the real world.
I vibe with that concept.
It's going to be so ridiculous, and I'm so excited for it.
It is. I'm hoping it's going to be like Angry Birds level of ridiculous. Like that's what it should aspire to be.
Yeah. I'm pumped for it, honestly. It's going to be absurd.
Yeah, that sounds really good.
The other news is that for the National Treasure TV show, they added one of the original cast members, Justin Bartha / Riley, is coming back as a full cast member, as a main cast member.
I didn't know they were doing a TV show, but he was my favorite character, so that's perfect news.
I hate you so much. We talked about this maybe 2 months ago on the podcast. We had this exact conversation. I showed you the first image from the show.
Did you?
And you said, are any of the original cast members coming back? And I said, not at the moment. And you said, I really wish Riley would come back because he's my favorite.
Do you know what? At least I'm predictable. You know, like I'm saying the same things over and over, so at least you know that they're the
consistency, truth. I guess.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to find it and put the clip together because you're fucking absurd. You've got the memory of a goldfish.
It's so true. Genuinely, I would struggle to recount what we've talked about today.
Yeah, I know.
Still talking.
You don't need to tell me that. I know that. Another thing I watched was the first Sonic movie on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
It was so good. It was like a charming 2000s adventure, like family adventure movie. It was really sweet and fun. I don't know. I loved it.
I don't know about that.
It was really cute.
I watched the Pikachu movie, and I think that really scarred me from those types of films.
I didn't mind that.
Yeah, I didn't hate it, but it wasn't great. It was just kind of
I thought it was a choice to choose that concept.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think it was made very much for Pokemon fans, which neither of us are.
That's fair.
I don't know. I guess not everything's for us, but that's fucking stupid.
But that doesn't make sense.
The Thor Love and Thunder trailer, it looks good. It looks fun.
I did watch that. It does look fun.
Natalie Portman looks hot.
So true. I'm very excited that she agreed to come back. I hope they gave her a bucket full of money.
I do too. I was looking at the cast list of the What If TV show the other day, and she replies she's in What If as Jane.
Oh, is she?
So she must be like well and truly back in with Marvel, like willing to do everything.
Interesting. Is our Grace and Savior Darcy Lewis coming back for Thor 4?
Don't know. Not at this point.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I love that girl.
Wee. What else do we have? I have like some other stuff that I want to talk about, but I'll save that because it's more in-person big combo-y.
I feel like we've been going for a little while, haven't we?
An hour. So we'll start wrapping up very soon.
Okay. I have a 5 o'clock meeting, so...
Yeah, we'll wrap up very, very soon. Two other things I want to talk about is...
Okay.
The same week, these 2 news stories came out. One, as that in the last quarter, Netflix lost 200,000 subscribers for the first time ever. They made a loss in subscribers.
Oh, I see. Dad was saying this the other day, and we were talking about... I said, well, Mum was like, what shows do they even make? I was like, well, they did Stranger Things, for example. And I said, and I'm pretty sure in the new season they spent like $20 million an episode. So, like, no wonder they're losing money. And Mum was like, that does make complete sense.
Well, the tea is that they said we lost 200,000 subscribers in the last quarter. This quarter coming up, like June, they're expecting to have lost another 2 million.
Wow.
Yeah. So they're scrambling.
That's a lot.
They're canceling things left, right, and center. Every animated show that was in development, they've cancelled.
Wow.
Yeah, they're kind of scrambling. And it's like, well, maybe if you didn't isolate different audiences and cancel shows just because they didn't reach the absurd expectations you put on them, like, I don't know. The other news story that came out this week in relation to that was that each episode of the new season of Stranger Things cost $30 million to make.
That's absurd.
So over 9 episodes, what's that? 270 million.
Absurd.
That's more than Marvel's spending on their shows.
Dude, that's more than most movies spend.
Oh, completely. 30
That's
million an episode
so much money.
Is not reasonable.
That's not reasonable.
Game of Thrones never went over like 13 million an episode.
Why would they spend that much money? What are they even spending it on? Does that include
It's one of their few flagship shows.
Does that include the cast pay?
Possibly. It's
You would have to with that much money. Like,
I don't know.
Because I know, as you say, the budgets for movies and stuff doesn't include cast and marketing, et cetera, et cetera. But I find it really difficult to believe that they would spend $30 million an episode and not include that. Like, what are they spending it on?
I don't know.
It has to be special effects, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. It's just absurd. Yeah. I think that apparently the consensus is that Netflix, Prime Video, like streaming shows that aren't HBO, they cost a lot of money to make because they don't have the infrastructure in place to house all this stuff, so they either have to build or hire all of the massive studios that they need and all of this stuff, whereas companies like HBO
have a studio.
Have been going for 30 years. You know, they've got everything ready. So that's the one theory, but I don't know, honestly.
It makes sense. I mean, either that or they have to film on location, which is a lot. Yeah. But still, like, this is now the 4th season of Stranger Things, for example. Like, why would they not? Yeah. Anyway.
I don't know. Anyway, the other thing was, did you see that Dylan O'Brien went to Coachella?
Did he?
Yeah. And he was like walking around with his shirt open, all this stuff. And everyone was thirsting over him and going crazy. So he just tweeted the words, "Slut Era."
I did see that.
So Dylan O'Brien's officially in his slut era, which is iconic of him.
Iconic.
And I stand. And then Susan Sarandon retweeted and she was like, same. I am also in my slut era.
That.
So
that's actually how I saw it, because someone made it was a post about the Susan Sarandon tweet, and then the Dylan O'Brien one happened to come up, obviously, which is hilarious.
Yeah. I'm so here for celebrities embracing being slutty. So
true. And being public about it too.
So true, bestie.
Just announcing, if you want to have sex, like, this is the time.
Yeah. It's iconic, honestly.
It is.
That's all I wanted to say on that. I just thought it was funny and iconic, and 11 out of 10. We shall wrap up. Maddie.
Well, do we need to touch on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard of it all? Like, no. I mean, no, we don't, because there's so much discourse around it already. But as a general acknowledgement, yes, we do know that's going on.
Yeah, I guess. We know that that's happening. I don't have anything to add. I think we've talked about it before. We have. Whatever. I mean, obviously not in the context of the defamation trial, but... Yeah. Are you ready for what the fuck of the week? 'Cause I've got mine. You know, I have like 17, but all of them have left my brain at the moment. Fair. My what the fuck of the week this week is all of the, leading up to the election, all of the political ads on TV trying to defame the other, not defame, trying to like My what the fuck of the week is why are political ads so, like, mean and aggressive? I cannot imagine
So
these
true.
mean, aggressive ads changing anyone's mind, ever. I don't know why they're still happening. They can't be effective.
Oh my God, every single time an ad comes on TV, it sparks this huge discourse in this house because there's so many, like, there's the layers of liberal being like, it won't be easy under Albanese. And it's like, did you just say that because it rhymes / what are you even talking about?
Yeah, but even
but
like sorry, yeah, go.
I was going to say, but then there's like the Clive Palmer side of it. And he's just like outright lying.
Yeah.
Being like, I'm going to keep interest rates at 3%. And Mum and I are like, that's like physically, he can't do that. Like, that's not only can he not control what the banks do, he can't even control the interest rates the RBA sets. Like, what? He's just lying.
A fucking idiot. She's just one of the most disgusting humans on earth.
Infuriating.
So yeah, my what the fuck of the week is, I don't think these tactics work.
No.
These ads are so aggressive and mean and ridiculous that
so true.
They immediately discredit themselves.
I 100% agree. We've already voted. We did a postal vote. We just got it.
Really?
We've already sent it off. Yeah.
Having said that, I will say something mean, which is fuck Scott Morrison, fuck the liberals, fuck One Nation. Just please don't vote against people's interest. Like, just be a good voter. Just don't think about other people for once.
So true.
Full stop. I don't know. What's your what the fuck?
I will say one of the funniest ads on TV at the moment is definitely that Label one where it's just a compilation of Scott Morrison saying, "That's not my job."
Yeah.
Every time that comes on, I have a little giggle.
So stupid. Anyway.
Yeah. Look, I still have not remembered any of my what the fucks. No, I don't know. The weather's been weird this week, hasn't it? Oh, okay. No, I do have one. I have one I can say, but it's about Nigel and Jack. So is that acceptable?
Okay, just hurry up.
Okay, well, it's that whenever they get into a playful mood, they jump up and down on the lounge, like they jump up and then jump off and jump up, jump off, whatever. Anyway, but it's typically Jack who's the one who jumps up. And so what he does, I have to stand up to give a demonstration. So every time that this happens, he'll jump up on the lounge. Nigel will stay down. Jack will like go tuck himself all in to go in a pounce position. And then he jumps off the lounge, like legs spread wide so that he can land directly on top of Nigel and like push him to the ground. Every time he does it, I'm like, he's going to hurt both himself and Nigel. And yet he still does it. That's what he does every single time.
Iconic. I mean, think smarter, you know?
Yeah, not harder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can use someone else as a pillow, why not? This week I built Pippi a stepping stool up to my bed.
Oh.
Because she's too short to get up by herself.
That's sweet.
So I've been waking up to being licked all over the face most mornings.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
No, it's very wholesome.
Is it though? Jack, I'm still sleeping on the living room floor. So Jack has taken, because he's now been shouted at every single morning for getting onto my bed. So now he's taken to sitting directly above my pillow on the floor. And then he like puts his hand out and like scratches down my head. He's like, "Get the fuck up, Madison."
Iconic.
It's horrific. And it hurts a lot. So.
Oof. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for catching up with me.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Hopefully we'll be in person next week.
Cute. That would be nice.
See. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks for listening. Oh, wait. Your socials. What are your socials? At Hannah's Creation on Instagram, TikTok.
Yep.
Facebook. At Lady Alice 101 on Instagram and TikTok. YouTube.
And YouTube.
Mine are NIC_sushi on Twitter and TikTok. And
what the fuck?
WTF podcast on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube.
Iconic. Wow.
Thanks so much for listening.
think to what the fuck is happening.
Oh my god. Bye.
Bye.